Hello, hello, everybody. We are live. We are.
There we are. Good morning, everyone.
I was like, did Pelham leave? I was like, fuck. I should have told him something. All right, what's up, everybody? We're the Game and Reality Show. I'm Sarah Monin, one of your hosts, and we have
I'm Pelham, the other host.
Pelham. That's that nickname for me, apparently. If you know Pelham, he's also one of the owners of Argent Gaming and some other stuff. If you want to talk about that, promote yourself before we start.
Sure. Leader and founder of the Argent gaming community, big oceanic gaming community. Play mainly MMOs, but we dabble in everything. Just joined a new server in Final Fantasy 14. If you wish to join us for the expansion, give me a yell on Discord.
Where can they find you on Discord? What's your Discord?
There'll be a link in the description.
Alrighty. And as for myself, you know who I am. Cool. If you don't know who I am, I'm Sarah Monin. I'm one of the leaders and owners of Ascendum Gaming, a brand new gaming community, which you can find at ascendumgaming.com, and you can find me at twitter.com/SarahMonin and YouTube and other little vices. But we're gonna get started because we have a long list of show notes here that I do not think we're gonna get through tonight. But let's start. We're gonna be talking about E3, so I'm gonna get Pelham to start it off.
That's right. Last week we started on E3, but because only the EA conference was shown before our show, we couldn't really talk about absolutely everything. Now we've seen it all in its fullest. There is some good stuff. There's some absolutely terrible stuff. A lot of community feedback from the weird stuff. It's going to be great. First up, though, we've got the Bethesda conference.
He's already dying just from saying the name.
It was shocking. It was.
I could hear it in your voice.
Let's get a host to jump on the stage, show a 30-minute clip, then say, "That's it, everyone." Walk off the stage. There was like 30 minutes of trailers. It was not great. No new games for that matter as well. They're just sequels. So we expected to see a new IP. I believe Bethesda was going to release this sci-fi looking RPG. That didn't really happen.
Right, and I think all we get is VR, and even more VR. VR for you, VR for me.
And paid mods in Skyrim available on your car GPS next year.
I find that so weird, dude. I mean, everybody's been doing mods, and now that they're asking for paid mods on Skyrim, which is a pretty old game now, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, it is a bit interesting, and give me 2 seconds. We'll talk about something else, and we'll come back to the paid mod thing, because I need to look up some information because of how hilarious it is. But yeah, Doom VR looks really cool. I can understand why they've added this weird grappling sort of movement system, purely because your eyes will go nuts with just how fast Doom moves.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked Doom originally when it came out. What was it, last year? It was last year, right? God, time just goes away.
It was the last few years.
No, wait, where is he? 2 years ago, maybe?
Pretty sure.
Shit, I don't know.
Well, it was shown at E3 2 years ago, so I don't know.
All right, when Doom came out in the last 5 years, I can say, in the last 4 years. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's last year, whatever. It was really fun. I played the beta and I had so much fun. You know, I played some of the actual live content when it came out, and I've always wanted a VR shooter game. You know, I've constantly talked about like Call of Duty and Call of Duty Zombies and stuff. Like, seeing that in a VR game would be pretty fantastic. But it's kind of cool that they're taking that step. It's just kind of sad that Bethesda all they really had to show was VR for everything and some more Skyrim. So it was a little disappointing. But yeah, Doom, I don't know. I'm a fan. I don't know. Could be fun.
Yeah, Doom is it was a great game. VR version, it looks like they've had to change Doom too much for it to suit the VR style. Now, I can understand why they did it, because as I mentioned before, Doom's a very fast game, especially if you play it on like some of the dodgier settings, like the harder settings. You move pretty much through the areas too fast. Your eyes would go nuts this close in VR. I can understand why they didn't do every game. Like, could you imagine Quake Champions? in VR, I think you'd probably get seasick or motion sickness and die. Like, it would be just too much happening at once right in front of your eyes. It'd be weird. But then they've got things like Fallout.
Oh my god.
Full new game. Well, the same old game, but in the full VR experience. That's great. The fact you have to pay full price for it, even if you own Fallout 4, that kind of rustles my jimmies a bit.
Rustles the jimmies. Alrighty. Yeah, no, Fallout 4. I find that for any game, that would be really shitty. Like, it's going to be a really weird example, but for example, EA actually did something cool. I think it was last year, actually. But again, don't quote me. You know, time just goes by. For Star Wars Battlefront 1, they released the VR version, and anybody that owned Battlefront 1 gets it free. If you don't own it, you have to pay for it, obviously. So, I found that to be cool, and I think it actually came with the headset or something if you bought the new VR for the PS4 or some bullshit. But yeah, having to buy the same game that you previously bought but in a VR version is kind of bleh. I get the time and work you put into it, but that the developers put into it, but that's just kind of depressing. You know, I don't know, you're just asking for more money, basically.
Yeah, it seems a bit strange, which brings me to the paid mods. Now, looking at the actual FAQ on the Creation Club website for Bethesda, it says, I will quote this straight from the thing, is Creation Club paid mods? And the answer is no. Mods will remain free and an open system where anyone can create and share content they would like. Now, the thing is, the next line down says, how do I get Creation Club content? Creation Club is available via in-game digital marketplaces in both Fallout and Skyrim, purchased with credits that you pay for. Now, to me, that sounds like a paid mod.
Wow.
But in that line above it, it clearly says, no, the mods will remain free, but you have to buy the currency to buy the mods. Yeah.
If that's not a big switcheroo, I don't know what the fuck is. Yeah, that's kind of
yeah, we'll put a link to it somewhere, like in the YouTube description or something, just so people can have a look and go, wow, that is worded so shitly.
But
we also think that they're definitely taking the piss out of themselves with the preview that was shown. Because in the preview, when they announced the paid mods, they had horse armor, which was a pretty crazy controversy when they first introduced it.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had the dwarven mud crab, like the mud crab wearing dwarf armor, that was actually a satirical article written about them. They actually did it. And the picture is almost identical. It's got little wings on its helmet and little boots on the crab feet. I'm not sure if they'll take the piss out of themselves just to show that, haha, we can take a joke, or they did it because they're sad.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That's just some stuff. I don't know. I think that's fucked up. Even with the mods and that's a thing. I hope it's not a continuance with Bethesda, because they've made some really good games, and I hope they don't start making really bad decisions. Even though this E3 was a disaster for them, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't catch on to every other publisher, and they're like, hey, we can now charge people for mods.
No, the mods are free. You have to just pay for the actual currency to get the mods.
That's right.
Don't be silly.
The only thing I see about this is the fact that they will probably put some sort of quality control in the mods that get released. Because at the moment, if you look at like Skyrim Nexus, there is a bunch of broken ass absolute shit mods. Right. And some extremely weird ones that are borderline illegal depending on which country you're in.
Yeah.
So I'm glad Bethesda will be able to sort of wean out the bad ones, but yeah.
Yeah. But enough of Bethesda. I think we can't really do much. I mean, I think most of the world that was watching the conference that day just kind of shook their head and said, what the fuck is this? Let's move on to something more beautiful. Nintendo.
Yeah, I've been a Nintendo fanboy since about 1990s, I reckon, because that's the first time I remember playing a Nintendo. I played it before then, but that's the first memory I have of playing Nintendo, which was Sorry? Dr. Mario on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Mm-hmm.
But the big announcement, apart from the fact that they have a really good lineup of games coming out, a core Pokemon RPG is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but the Switch was really lacking at the start because they had Breath of the Wild, which was a great game, but buying a console for a game just really... I did it with the PS4 for playing... what's that thing that's not Dark Souls, but it's Dark Souls?
Bloodborne.
That's the one. I bought a PS4 for that and was really disappointed because I haven't played my PS4 since, because everything else I can play on another.
Hey, Bloodborne was great. I loved Bloodborne. It made me so mad with that game. I almost threw my controller and shit.
It didn't do much for me. But yeah, so I feel like buying a Switch just for a single game was horrible. But it looks like, I don't have the exact release schedule here, but they have at least a big game coming out every month for the rest of the year at least. We've got Mario in October. We've got Splatoon 2, I think, next month. Or it just came out. I don't know. We've got Xenoblade coming out in December. With this core RPG Pokemon game, which everyone's been waiting for, I'm hoping it's mostly like one of the handheld versions, not some sort of weird RPG. Trying to think of the name, can't think of it right now. But the ones, the spin-off ones that aren't, they're kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics and Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember either.
They're not fun. Where an actual RPG would be fun. It could be great.
I don't know, man. Pikachu, what is the Pikachu picture camera one? What the fuck's it called? Who's a Pokemon camera game? I don't know, Nintendo 64. Ignore me. Anyways, keep going.
Pokemon Snap was on the 64, and that was a fun
yes,
game.
that one.
And people wanted a Wii U version, but it never happened. May get a Switch version since it's virtually a Wii U with detachable controllers. But we don't know. But yeah, a few good games coming up. Mario Odyssey, definitely the highlight of Nintendo, as well as the announcement of Metroid Prime 4, which is something that a lot of people wanted after playing the other ones in Other M.
Mm-hmm. 2 Metroid games, actually, if I remember correctly.
There was 2, yeah.
It was one that's
I think
number
Prime
4
4
and
was...
one's like a more original one or whatever. But anyways,
but yeah, it's a good lineup. Like I haven't played Metroid for a while because Other M kind of hurt my feels.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, and I mean, you know, you have all these great Nintendo releases, and then I think the one thing that blew up the freaking world, I mean, apart from the Mario games like Mario plus Rabbids, Kingdom Battle, you know, Super Mario Odyssey, which everybody should be excited for. The one thing I think it's Monster Hunter Worlds. That's the one thing that just like threw everybody under the bus. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Monster plus Rabbids. Is it Monster and Rabbids or plus Rabbids? I wonder. Kingdom.
I don't know. What was really weird was the fact that it was shown at the Ubisoft conference and not the Nintendo conference.
Well, yeah, that is weird. Because I know Rabbids is a Ubisoft game, but still, I mean, you would think it would show it at the both.
It's primarily, yeah.
We're going for Mario, not for Rabbids, really. But at least Nintendo's actually like going and stretching beyond, you know, its own game, because that means it'll probably be on other consoles. It's not just going to be on Nintendo 6 or not Nintendo 64. I don't even know what era I live in anymore. In Nintendo Switch, you know, it could also be in other consoles.
That is a possibility. I'm not sure how keen Nintendo would be to letting like their mascot go to another console. I know they've been stepping into the mobile market, which is great and all, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't see Mario plus Rabbids on like a PS4
else,
Xbox One X.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, it's cool that they're like cooperating together, and I'm pretty sure it's just going to be on the Nintendo Switch. I just checked; it'll release on August this year, and the publisher is Ubisoft. So that's just kind of just trying to say maybe it's possible that we'll start seeing it in other platforms, but I doubt it. I really do.
Yeah, it looks interesting, and nonetheless, anyway, it's
Yeah.
rabbits have always been a bit weird to me. Especially, they even have a TV show. At least here it airs here in Australia. It's
Oh, do
weird.
they?
It's like a 3D CGI wank fest on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. Huh. I wasn't
But
aware.
it looks weird. Yeah, it's almost like the Minions, sort of from Despicable Me, only with weird rabbits because they don't speak. They purely make noises and farting noises constantly, and they seem like they're idiots, which they are.
Yeah.
But it's a TV series. I don't know. I think it's for children, but it's well, it is for children. But it
Even
seems
then,
weird.
I mean, a lot of people enjoy it. Not even just children. I mean, and even like adults that like are super big fans of the, of the whole, of their past. I guess what would you even call it? Because a lot of people like myself. I played Mario when I was
Step
younger.
closer.
A lot, and seeing it now that it's still going on, kind of gives me that nostalgic feeling where I want to keep going ahead and play it. Even if it's not, I'm not gonna enjoy it obviously as I did when I was younger, but I think a lot of people would still.
Yeah, I feel like most other. It looks almost party game-ish. It'll be a great game when you're drunk. Like Mario Party for me, drunk with mates, has always been a hilarious thing.
Hey, Mario Party's amazing. But yeah, no. So let's talk about Monster Hunter. That's one thing that everybody saw and were like, "Holy shit! They won the entire E3 conference." Monster Hunter Worlds.
Yeah, I didn't really look too much into it, but the community seems really divided over it.
Oh,
You got
really?
Monster Hunter fans saying it's not a real Monster Hunter game. You got all the other people that couldn't really get into Monster Hunter are like, oh my god, I can finally play Monster Hunter. It's a bit weird. Like, I personally am going to enjoy it when it eventually comes out, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I like games.
Yeah. I don't know. I know a lot of people in my own community. They're big Monster Hunter fans, and they played a lot of Monster Hunter Online, the Japanese version, obviously, because that's the only one that exists. So it's kind of redundant what I just said, but and they love it. They're big fans, and then they saw Monster Hunter Worlds and were like, oh shit, oh my god, and it looks really, really, really nice. When I saw it at the conference, the video looked amazing. The videos are just videos, right? So, and the graphics look great. The combat looks, fancy, and it looks like you're a brand new Monster Hunter game, but just, a little more expanded now in the nowadays. So it's cool that we're getting it now in North America and stuff like that. Kind of wish we would get like Monster Hunter Online in North America, but whatever.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a cross-platform as well, which is always nice. So you got your Xbox One, your PS4, and a PC release, which is something that the PC Master Race constantly go on about. Is these console games that could come to PC very easily. Hopefully, it's not just a direct port from a console game because they always don't end up too well. But
Right. Yeah, that's
it
true.
could be good.
It really could, and I mean, it doesn't. Like like you said, a lot of people are freaking out because it doesn't have a number in the name, and that's kind of weird. But I think those same people are probably going to play it anyways. So that's just how people are. A lot of people are like, let's say for games like Assassin's Creed, will hate on it, but then start playing and they're like, fuck. They just can't get enough of it, even if they're disappointed. So I think people are going to play it. It looks really fantastic. I hope there's more information coming out in the next little while. But we got to get a move on because there's a shit ton of other games we got to talk about. Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't know if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, Pelham.
I was up until 2 was definitely the highlight of the series. Like since then, they've sort of just been going downhill, and
Is that
the
Brotherhood,
bugs
right?
Yes.
I like
Then
Brotherhood.
so the Unity was
Oh,
I was not a fan of that. The bugs in that were also terrible.
When it first came out, I remember faces were missing, limbs were missing. I don't even know what was going on. It was a nightmare. Yeah, I remember. But
yeah, so that game didn't do much for me. I don't know. Black Flag was also supposedly a really good one. I like the pirate sort of combat, but outside of that, didn't really do much for me. But I don't know. The game seemed too repetitive in all of them. But the first two were definitely
Yeah.
where it was at.
With me, I've always been a big fan of the ancient Egyptian culture. I've always enjoyed the whole, the myths, the legends, the thing that's, the stories that have gone on, with pharaohs and all that stuff. So when I saw Assassin's Creed Origins, I had no idea what it was about. I had no idea the location, and I usually did. I think the last game that I actually looked into where it's like, oh, what's the location in, was, I think it was in China or whatever, and I think that was just a side scroller game. Yeah, when I saw the Origins, it's your origins of where it started, and it's all in Egypt, and I was like, god damn, they fucking hooked me. Because I love the symbolism in ancient Egyptian times. Like I said, I love everything about it. I just love all of it, the atmosphere. It looks really cool. Some say that it looks like Breath of the Wild's combat, but a little more fluid and looking a little crazy. It's apparently, I don't know, Ubisoft might be doing something well. I'm hoping they learn from Unity, because I remember buying Unity and that was a nightmare in the first week, even the first month, I think. So it was a little crazy, but I've always enjoyed it. I think what got me hooked though was because I never played. Actually, I did play Assassin's Creed 1. Was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. That's the very first game I played, and I played online, and I loved playing the whole hide and seek aspect of it. It was really fun, and then I started playing the game. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious about it. I don't know how it'll do, but I'm curious at least.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't tone down the customization too much and the way you can kill things, because in ancient Egypt you didn't really have a massive collection of technology. Sure,
Yeah, really.
in all the other games you've been shown that you've got some sort of technology and weapons that most other sort of people in that era didn't have for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But in ancient Egypt, you didn't have that much. Like, I'm not sure if we're going to get retractable hidden wrist blades to an extent. You'll probably have a hidden wrist blade, but yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to implement that sort of stuff.
Well, in the video, we kind of saw it. I don't know if you saw the video, but like he goes, he's on the top, and then he sees a guard at the bottom. He jumps down, and then he hits it with, it looks like a wrist blade, like the original ones. I don't know if it was retractable though, but I didn't see it originally, and it did. I think it did retract.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm not sure how they're going to kind of make things slightly more advanced than they actually are.
You have to believe in the heart of the cards.
Maybe, but it's just really weird seeing an Ubisoft game that looks decent.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're right.
After
you're right.
After their last string of bad games, like look at For Honor, pretty much died a week after it got released for the most part.
And that's the thing with Ubisoft is they release really good concepts, and they design it and it looks really beautiful, and the gameplay is fantastic, but there's so many bugs. It's like that it just kind of kills it for everybody, and then there's not enough content, and then there's not enough this or that. So yeah, I mean, but they have room to learn. It's not like some games or publishers rather that just kind of fuck it up with microtransactions.
Although they might be. I did read an article about an hour ago that mentioned Origins will be riddled with microtransactions. Whether or not that affects the gameplay, I guess, it might just be cosmetic style, because I know in Unity there was a few cosmetic things. They didn't really sort of make you overpowered, but
Okay. Oh wow.
maybe in the game.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing. I hope not, but even if there is, I hope it's not game changing. Not like some sort of pay to win. And not that you really can pay to win in RPG, but if there is multiplayer aspects, I just hope it doesn't ruin it for people, because it does look good. But speaking of Assassin's Creed, there's an upcoming game. I actually did not even know about Skull and Bones. It's called Skull and Bones, by the way, until last week, because I have the source where I go and I know where I go to get all my alpha and beta games that are coming out, and I'm able to contact the developers and the publishers, whether they're indie or they're big. And one of the games that were there was Skull and Bones. I'm like, shit, this looks kind of cool. There's a GIF and there's a little video, and I was like, huh. So when I went to it, I realized it's actually on a Ubisoft website, and it is their publisher, and it looks just like Assassin's Creed, but with the assassin without the assassin. So it's kind of like you're pirates and you're a ship and you're killing another ship. I don't know. I don't know if it's an open world RPG game with other players. I don't know if it's an MMO. Like they're not really going out about that. But yeah, the beta is available. That's I don't know if you saw about that game.
No, I have not seen anything on it until I was looking at the show notes and saw it written there. I'm like, that's a game that could be intriguing.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Like I said, I'm interested in it because Ubisoft is making some interesting decisions now. It could be they've learned from the past, and I'm a forgiving person. I can see, but I did find it kind of interesting because with that game, and we'll talk about the game I'm about to mention afterwards. Sea of Thieves also was available, and it has the same thing. It's about pirates and it's about ships, and you kill people with ships. So I don't know if it's competition or if it was on purpose, but Skull and Bones definitely looks interesting, and it's like I said, it's available for beta sign up at least, so you can go to the Ubisoft website. I guess I think it's ubisoft.com or .ca. I can't remember. It'll be available in the description below. But there's not really more information we can talk about that because there really isn't much.
Yeah, I'm just giving it a quick look now, and
I'm looking at.
It's interesting.
Okay, so they have. I'm looking at their website. That's why. So, their game overview It is the golden age of pirates. Renegade captains command the most powerful weapons on Earth, warships. You are an upstart pirate captain who refused the king's pardon and sailed from the Caribbean to the Indian Ocean, an untamed frontier full of lavish riches. However, these waters are also a battleground where far-reaching colonial empires, powerful trading corporations, and ruthless pirate gangs ferociously clash. In order to survive, you will have to build a lethal fleet, prey upon lucrative trade routes, and ally with other pirates to join an endless struggle for supremacy. Okay, well, I'm trying to find whether it's an open player game. I don't know what the fuck it is. Let's see. Okay. Explosive multiplayer. So it does have multiplayer with various game modes. I don't really like that, I don't think. Dominated.
That seems a bit weird. Like capture the flag.
Yeah, that's that's literally what I was thinking. Capture the flag. A shared open world that reacts as you plunder rich trade map. Okay, so maybe, and then you can play co-op or solo, depending on the raids. I guess there's raids. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing with this game, but I'm interested. That's to say the least. I am interested in the game.
Yeah, it looks like I guess a better looking Sea of Thieves, which brings us to our next topic, Sea of Thieves. It's a game a lot of us have been hearing about from Rare, because Rare are, one of the greatest publishers from the before times, except for Ukulele, but we won't worry about that. It looks really good. The graphic style is definitely a bit more cartoony, but the gameplay itself looks really fun. They showed us about a 20-minute sort of gameplay video at E3. It looked a little easy from what I saw, unless that's just the promo video, because everything was dying in one hit to a musket, which, I can understand it dying in one hit, but I don't know. But yeah, there's looting chests of sunken ships, killing the skeletons that are protecting chests from dead pirates on islands. It looks really fun.
Yeah, and I mean, I was invited to the beta, I think it was 2 years ago, and I didn't play it because I wasn't interested in it. And it was when Windows 10 was trying to really push itself out there. And they're like, all right, hey, it's a Windows 10 only game. I'm like, fuck. So I didn't really want to. I was super, super like stubborn on staying on Windows 7, which is kind of dumb because last year I switched to Windows 10. So I never tried it out, but what I saw at E3 looked really fun. It looks simple. In terms of graphics and in terms of movements, but it looks really fun. It looks like you can really enjoy with a group of people and just have fun with I guess if you have a guild system, then have fun with them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many players you can actually have at once, because from what we saw in the promo, there was only 4 players per ship.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that was just the limited that they showed in the gameplay, or there is going to be, you can have like 30 people crewing your ship. It's hard to say, but Definitely looks interesting. Premise looks great. Having to solve riddles as well to get the dead pirate's treasure was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, once you grab the treasure chest of the dead pirate, seeing all these skeletons sort of rise up of the old pirate crew of the dead pirate that had the treasure there was really cool.
Yeah, and this actually will come as you're gonna hate me for this, but there's a big crowd of anime players in games, in particular to One Piece, and I think this is gonna attract that crowd so much because the idea is for you to become a legendary pirate or a pirate legend, and so you are basically forging your piracy throughout the game. And it is apparently an epic multiplayer adventure where you have a crew. So I'm guessing that might be a guild or a clan of availability. And you go into voyages, and then you have your own code, and it's a big freaking world that's a shared world apparently. And I don't know why, but that seems to be a common term these days. Secret World Legends, that's coming out next week actually. Remove the word MMO and it's calling it shared world, so it's kind of I have no idea. But here's the thing: adventures across the vast ocean where every sail on the horizon means a ship filled with real players who may be friends or foes. Yeah, form a crew. Okay, so crew, I guess that is clans availability. So
yeah, I'd say it'd be clans or just friends that you play. The group of people is undoubtedly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If it's permanent, we don't really know. Hopefully we get some sort of customization as well. Like, I'd love to stick my Argent logo on like a massive flagship. I reckon that'd be cool. But customization in games is usually not a thing that happens because you get dicks everywhere.
Yeah. So upon looking at their site, they basically pride themselves in calling themselves a shared world adventure game, or SWAG for short. And it is a multiplayer game. So I don't know what they wouldn't call it an MMO. That's weird. I guess that really depends on the nowadays version of what is an MMO. How many players does it make an MMO? Maybe, I don't know.
I think that's the thing. Like, I remember Dying Light was originally, Dark and Light was originally announced as an MMO, and now it's just a sandbox game. Like, I think people realize that when there's only 100 people per server, it's not really an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the thing, because not every game can look up to World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14 in the terms of numbers that are currently online sharing the world. MMO gets left out a lot nowadays.
But either way, I'm pretty excited for the game because it has the whole sense of adventure, right? And you have, from what I've read in their FAQ, basically you undertake quests in the game. This is literally an MMO. They just don't want to call it that. But anyways, you undertake quests, and you get specific or special maps where you can find hidden treasure, and you have to guard it with your crew's life, or, well, yeah, guard it and make sure that you don't get killed by other pirates, and then cash it into an outpost, so you're making cash for your crew. So as you said, there's going to be a lot of riddles and little adventures to actually get cool little treasures.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, if it's going to be a massive persistent world, or it's going to be people with private servers that'll reset them every 2 months. I guess it depends on how much content will be there. Like, are these riddles going to be randomly generated over time, or is it going to be like a set 60 riddles that everyone does, and then you're like, well, we're kind of out of things to do now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Which it looks like it's got a very Guns of Icarus feel to it, except it's not so much just PvP in a single arena on a ship. It's more open world, but it's definitely got that feel to it where you're going to have to use teamwork to make your ship work.
Yeah, and apparently, so what they've had is they had a demo that had 4-person crews, and then available 5-person crews. So 5-person clans, but they're actually going ahead to determine the crew limit. So when the game comes out, because I think it's still not even out. It's not even finished really.
They had an alpha weekend, an invite-only alpha weekend not long ago. I'm not sure whatever came from that.
Yeah, but they've had alphas. If you're counting the technical alphas, I mean, they've had alphas for 2 years now. So, um, even last year they had one, and I don't know. I mean, if the crew is 5 people, it could be cool, I guess, because then you could find your other, like if you're in a gaming community like Argent or myself and Ascendum, you can kind of set up different crews and kind of fight each other. I guess that could be fun, but I'm hoping that it's not only 5.
I guess depending on how it works as well, you could have an entire fleet of pirate ships eventually. Like,
True.
having 6 ships and like one flagship under you would be really cool. It would definitely bring that multiplayer massive feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
But it depends on how many people are going to be in the thing. Like, I'm just having a look at the Sea of Thieves Reddit right now.
Yeah.
And the top 3 posts at the moment are: how many players will be online together? Is this an MMO? How many people are going to be online together?
Right.
So I don't think there's a lot of information about how multiplayer it is.
Yeah, and I don't know. When we saw it with the pistol, it didn't really look really interesting. I did like the sword battles that they had available. But I think the thing that I found the most fun and entertaining was using the cannons to actually shoot yourself into an enemy ship, or using a rope to go into an enemy ship or your own ship, really. I don't know. It could be a really adventurous game, and I'm pretty interested to try it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting that on my looking forward to list.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on to Shadow of the Colossus. I don't even know. I don't know. I think it's a remake.
It looks like a remake from what we can tell. It's going to be a remake of the PAL version. I'm not sure if there was a difference between the NA and the PAL version, but there could have been.
Yeah. I don't know, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
That's for sure, because when they showed in that E3, I was like, damn. I thought it was just like a trailer, but it, just to kind of I don't know, some people do some animated trailers, but I thought it was just a trailer. But that is the game, and it looks really, really pretty, so I don't know if I'll play it. I'm not really big into those type of games, but I'm interested to see where it goes before I decide on that. Do you know if it's on PC?
I honestly don't know. But the fact that the first one was a PlayStation only thing, I'd presume it could be a PS4 exclusive, but I honestly don't know. And the original on PS2 was regarded as one of the greatest games of all time.
Right.
It sort of rivals Ocarina of Time as one of the 2 greatest games in existence.
Yep.
Australia didn't get a huge release for it, unfortunately, which was a bit sad. But I had fun playing it. I can't remember too much of it because PS2 era was just full of games that were great.
Yeah.
It's on my watch list. If I have to dust off the PS4 to play it, I will, because I have one now after Bloodborne.
But
it could be good.
That. Yeah. But
hopefully it gets a PC release.
Hopefully, because there's a few things. I mean, we had Destiny 2 that they were like, hey, it's going to be on a PC, so that was really cool. So, I don't know. Shadow of Colossus looks interesting. Not entirely sure if I'll go ahead and play it. If it is on the PS4, then I guess I won't play it. But we'll move on to Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'll let you take that, because I think you're a Dragon Ball fan.
I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. In fact, after this podcast every week, I watch the latest episode of Super, which happens to air while we're on air, which is really sad.
We chose it.
It's clearly an anime fighter game. It looks really smooth. It's 2D, like 2D fighter game. Not a lot of those come out now that look really good. This has very smooth gameplay. It looks great. It's an exact reskin of Guilty Gear, which was a fun game.
Yeah,
it looks good, and there's transformations mid-battle, which is nice. We saw Goku go from normal to Super Saiyan 3 in the gameplay we saw.
Mm-hmm.
We did see Frieza in his gold form, so that does sort of lend towards the fact that Dragon Ball Super characters will make an appearance in the game. Don't know the roster. Don't really know much else for that matter. But 3-on-3, Tekken tag team style. Yeah.
Or Goku Black. Bam. You good.
That could be great. And it'll be interesting because it is a 3v3 sort of tag team style game. If they include fusions, it'll be weird. Like, will you fuse the 2 characters in your team together? and only then have 2 people on the tag team, or how that'll work is interesting.
Yeah.
But fusions weren't shown, so we don't know.
And in terms of the whole old games thing, I think we saw a lot of that on this conference, really, especially on the first day. We saw a lot of platformers that were in 2D. For example, their Xbox conference, they were, hey, we have 4K now, but we have all these 2D games that you can't really experience that 4K. I mean, you can, I guess, but we're seeing a lot of like a return, especially that one black and white game that we saw. That's kind of like a, what was it called? Cuphead, I think. I can't remember, but
yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to the Xbox conference. What kept mentioning 4K was really getting on my nerves. There was a drinking game set up in my community, and we didn't make it too far.
Yeah. But that does definitely look interesting, and we're in 19 minutes away before having to close. We're probably not. We're probably going to go over it with Ashes of Creation, because we always do. So with Ashes of Creation, we're moving on, by the way. Ashes of Creation. The Kickstarter ended, and we talked about that last week. And the new goals were confirmed to be on the 20th. They had this stream, I think it was actually 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago, and they talked a lot about their goals, what they have available. They showed some new studio footage, because they actually hired more people and expanded their office, so it looks way bigger and it has way more people in it now. They showed the hires, so that was really fantastic. And they explained that, you know, Kickstarter takes 2 weeks to actually go ahead and give you all the lists of the people that, you know, went ahead and backed your project. So on the 20th, apparently they already have that. So on the 20th, they'll have their store up and ready with new Kickstarter goals. And all those Kickstarter goals, you don't have to donate again. If you've already donated in the original Kickstarter, then if those goals unlock, then you get them. So that would be pretty cool. And it's cool that you actually go ahead and you can use PayPal and other payment options rather than just credit card like you could in Kickstarter. So yeah, the store is available on the 20th. And I'm hearing also there's going to be some not E3, PAX Prime tickets included in some of the packages.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I know the most expensive 2 packages, I think it was, had VIP access to PAX.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that'll be the same sort of price, cheaper price by themselves. We don't really know too much, unfortunately, until the store opens, unless you got some secret insider info that you're not allowed to tell us.
No.
I can't give you much more.
Yeah, even if I did, I wouldn't be able to say it. But with that in mind, they're also releasing. I don't know, they're releasing quite a few things apparently on the store that'll be available for all the members that missed out, or they want to kind of upgrade their original Kickstarter. So I think that's pretty cool, because I only got the $25 pack because I couldn't do more at that time period, because there was a lot happening with me financially. So it's cool, and I'm interested to see. Apparently they're also reworking the website to be more user friendly and more I guess pretty for everybody.
That'll be nice. The new payment options as well will be really good, because a lot of people missed out on the Kickstarter just because they don't have a credit card or a debit card or some kind of online payment. So do we know what sort of payment options will be available? I'm going to gather PayPal, credit card. Will they have something like Google Safe Wallet, if that's still a thing?
I don't know. I don't even know if Google Wallet is still a thing, to be honest. I think it still is, but to my knowledge, I know PayPal is confirmed to be there. Credit card also available, debit card also available, and I don't know what other ones. Maybe they'll use Subway cards.
Target gift cards.
Yeah. But with that all said and done, there's also a Guild Fair happening next week on the 23rd. Oh my god, that's next Friday. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I thought that was on Thursday.
It's in, what, 6 days' time? 7 days' time? Yeah. Next Friday is the Guild Fair. There's going to be... Guilds will be interviewed. There'll be 3 streams, 1 for each time zone and region.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun. I personally will be hosting the Oceanic one.
Oh, it's going to be fun for you. You have like 4 guilds and OC all together in the entire world.
Yeah.
So
it'll be fun. Yay. We can go in depth. It'll be like This Is Your Life, only with guilds. It'll be beautiful.
It's perfect.
And the NA one will be hosted by old mate Saru over here.
Hello.
He's got quite a few guilds to interview.
Yes, I do. Well, originally the time was going to be 11 p.m. Eastern. I told Needle I really can't do that. I can't. I have a very hyper personality throughout the day, and then I kind of calm down and I sound like what I do now, but I can't do that at 11 p.m. I really can't. So I did it I said, let's do it at 8 p.m., which is 5 p.m. Pacific time, and really works out for all the NA players, to be honest. So there's, oh god, I don't even know how many, I really don't know how many, what's it called, people are actually currently in. Let me see.
I did see there was 36 last I checked guilds that will have to be interviewed by the North American interviewer.
There are 36 North American guilds I have to interview, assuming they're all there.
Yeah, I've got 4 in Oceania / Southeast Asia.
Yeah, you've got 4.
There's currently 13 in Europe that are going to be interviewed. So that'll 12. Be fun. 12?
Wait, no, that's -2.
Yes, there is. Sorry, I just noticed that.
10, 11, whatever numbers.
Yeah.
Google Docs are so confusing, but yeah, no. There's definitely going to be a lot. I'm going to be doing that. If you want to go ahead and check out the guild, what are you doing? The guild fair. I almost forgot the word. Wow. It'll be available on twitch.tv/Ashes of Community, where we're going to be hosting a lot of cool little events, supported by the amazing team at Intrepid Studios. Also with that, with the guild fair next Friday, we're going to be handing out, I think, 3 or 4 friends and family access. So that,
yeah, I believe it's 1 per stream.
1 per stream.
So each region gets 1.
Yeah, I thought it was 4. But anyways, 3. Let's just assume it's 3. Wait, it might be 4 because of SEA. OC and SEA. Shit. Whatever.
There'll be some keys given.
There's gonna be some keys. There's gonna be between 3 and 4 alpha friends and family keys that you'll be able to play this October. It'll be under NDA. Year. Yeah, I thought it was October. Yeah.
Yeah, but this year.
Yeah, okay. October this year. Yes. Next year. Which is just in a couple months. So, if you're interested, sign up. Go to the Ashes of Creation Discord, which is discord.gg or .com. They actually purchased discord.com /Ashes of Creation. Or actually, if you honestly go on your Discord and you click on the little plus sign and you go to join a server, just literally put Ashes of Creation all together and you're in. That's all you need. That's a cool thing, huh? So yeah, that's gonna be available. We have the EU streamer, which I believe his name is the Big Cheek Giant, and then OC and SCA will be Pelham over here, and North America will be myself, and I'll be crying in a corner when that happens. So yeah, definitely check it out if you want to get a key at least. So yeah,
it'll be a fun thing, and I believe it is the Oceanic one will be 8 p.m. on the Friday, I believe Australian Eastern time. The European one, I believe, is 8 p.m. UTC.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what it was last I checked. And yours has changed to, what is it, 8 p.m. Eastern?
8 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Yeah.
It just works. It's a Friday and it's cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, we have no idea how long the streams will go for.
No.
I have a feeling mine will be a lot less in length compared to the others because I'm only interviewing for communities / guilds. But it means that I can go a little bit more in depth and get to the core of it, find out about them, and figure out skeletons in their closets, and yeah, make you possibly not want to join them in the end. We're sorry here. We'll only be able to interview each one for like 2 minutes, and it'll just be like a
no. For me, it's gonna be great. No, I'm gonna. Well, it depends on the guild if I like him or not. No, just kidding. But I'm gonna definitely go ahead and. I'm not preparing them. A lot of these guilds have come to me and asked me how to prepare them. I'm not going to prepare them. I don't think Pelham is either. And we're just literally going to randomly go into their channel and be like, hey, what's up? Tell us about your guild. Bam. You're not prepared? Oh, well, you're on stream. Too bad.
Throw them in the deep
end. Throw them in the deep end.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And it's definitely going to be fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Although there is the possibility that the other two streams will get a sneak peek because I will be going first, just because of the time zones and living in the future and whatnot. I believe we're trying to get a unified list of questions to some extent. So if you listen to my stream, you may get a sneaky peek and be able to prepare yourself for Sari's stream.
Maybe.
Not guaranteeing that. You
Maybe.
didn't hear anything from me.
Yeah, maybe. I can't tend to leave things at the last minute. I am a busy fellow, but I'm not going to prepare any questions whatsoever. It's literally going to be on the top of my head. And I've hosted a lot of guild fairs in the past for different MMOs, so I have some experience in making sure that people are going to fuck up. So I'm interested. I'm very interested. And some of these guilds,
being interviewed
by
you in Revelations.
We're not gonna talk about that, but we're gonna, right, in some of these guilds, I know quite a few of them that have been around as a gaming community. I know there's some of these guilds that are actually just starting out now as a brand new, what's the word, guild just for Ashes of Creation, which is a little strange for my taste, but I guess you'll get to know more about them on June 23rd. And more.
Yeah, it'd definitely be weird. Like, the ones that have been created in the last 3 weeks that have maybe 10 people that want to get their name out there. It's going to be interesting interviewing them just because their answers are going to be so different to people that have been around for 10, 15 years. Like some of the other big communities, there's going to be a wide variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
For example, hopefully something to cater to everything.
Yeah, and for example, my guild's been around for 2 weeks, so, What? It has. Technically. But yeah, so that's
mine's been 17 years, and mine's been around for almost 18 years. So
yeah, big difference.
Yeah,
but we're besties anyways, and we help each other out. But I'm very, very, very interested. There's going to be quite a few guild fairs going on throughout the years. To be honest, if I am going to be honest, I was going to actually host my own guild fair next year. So this one kind of threw me from surprise. Someone kind of took the idea and said, "Let's do it now," and I was like, "Oh well, shit." So it is cool nonetheless. I just think it's a little early, but I am excited nonetheless to actually go ahead and meet some of these cool guilds and communities that want to go ahead and talk with people and be part of people, and I don't know, just have fun with people. And there's some other guilds here that they are just super hardcore and they just want to listen to whatever. So I don't know. It's gonna be a fun time. Definitely check it out.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. So yeah, with that note, if you, like I said, okay, if you're interested, by the way, I didn't really let you know where to go. So go to forums.ashesofcreation.com, or you can just go to ashesofcreation.com and click on the forums button. Go to the general discussions, and it'll be a thing called Guild Fair or something. It's an announcement, so it's the very first thing that will pop up on your screen, and you'll have the more details there. But yeah, apart from that, some pretty cool things. Ashes of Creation is doing streams every 2 weeks, if I remember correctly.
They have definitely cut down.
They've got some really healthy information coming in. Some cool little concept art that they showed us on the last stream with new monsters and world bosses that I think a lot of people are gonna be interested in, because the one world boss we only saw was the big ridiculous tree monster. So with that in mind, I mean, I think it's very possible Ashes of Creation will redefine the MMO genre.
Well, we can only hope. Like, we've been waiting for a decent MMO for...
It's possible. That's what I'm saying. It's
quite
possible.
A few.
Yeah.
Everything's just a rehash, so having something that's new and full of fresh ideas is a great thing.
Yep, and I think we'll leave it at that, 'cause I mean, we have quite a bit to talk about, but I mean, if we really went ahead, we'd be going crazy. But I do want to give some shout outs on the indie games that have just recently released. One recently is Hellwarders. They're really, really good people, really good developers. If you love tower defense, you're definitely gonna love this game, because it's like, I don't even know, action RPG meets tower defense. Definitely recommend that for you to go ahead and play that. And there's a lot of indie games, and I definitely recommend if you guys want to check out some cool little alphas and betas, go to alphabetagamer.com. Really great people over there. And that's actually one of my sources. So if you ever ask how I get to to games before you, well, you know, there's a game that's coming out. It's an alpha right now called Goat of Duty, and I am extremely excited to play it. It's Call of Duty but as a goat, and I am genuinely super excited.
Well, hopefully it's just as fun as Goat Simulator,
Apparently,
but with guns.
yeah, with guns, yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few games out there that's available. That's actually the site where I checked out Skull and Bones. The graphics are actually very beautiful, and they had Beyond Good and Evil 2, which we were originally going to talk about here, but we decided not to. And then The Crew 2 and all this other games. So definitely check out some of those games and go to that website if you want to know more information on upcoming games, betas, alphas, mobile games, whatever the case, whatever turns you on. And there's currently an alpha for the Darwin project, which you actually saw on the conference. I don't know if you saw it, Pelham.
I did not.
It's kind of like it's a battle royale kind of game. It's located in the landscapes of Canada, so it's a very Hunger Games-esque type of game, reality show, where the last player standing wins a big shit, and you have to go ahead and kill everybody. And it's actually integrated with Mixer, which is, I don't know if I'm supposed to actually mention Mixer as a competition here, but Mixer, which is a live streaming platform. So if you're interested, you can go to, what's their website? Scavengers.ca. www.scavengers.ca. And you can just sign up. Yeah. Anyways, enough shilling. No shilling. Alright, this has been a good show, and you guys are awesome. Bellum, you can say goodbye this time for the first time.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us rabble on for a
Yeah.
hour-ish. Give us a like and a subscribe or a follow here on Twitch, because catch us every Saturday, whatever time that is in North America, and 11 a.m. Eastern Time Sunday if you're in Australia.
Yeah. And
for us every week.
Yeah, we never even know. Like, he told me it was 12 hours, and I was convinced. 13 hours difference. I was convinced, but it's not. He was just trolling me. But as always, it's been great, and definitely if you're watching this on YouTube currently, and you watched it this far, first of all, congrats, you're awesome. If you haven't, then you have no idea what we're talking about. But leave in the comments below if you have any specific topic you want us to talk about, then we'll go ahead and probably talk about that, most likely, as we want to cater to our beautiful people. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Hooroo.